Um, We are here in Las Vegas. And I have 2 signs to set up. So it says, "Listen, you are loved. You're going to come with me." So today, I'm feeling really good. You have my service dog. It, he is in the car with my family member. I'm feeling really good today. I'm probably going to be really tired after this and probably going to need her assistance later. But as somebody with balance issues and anything can trip me, this sidewalk really just irks me because all of this loose gravel that they have here, um, it just gets into the sidewalk and it's all over the place. But as we all know, those with disabilities, it doesn't matter. They don't care. So I'm going to go place my other sign. You're coming with me. The last time I was here, uh, 6 weeks ago, I, there is 22, 4, 5, 7, 1. The P sign, of course, tells about the SPTV Foundation. And the other side, you are loved. I hope you can see that. No more kids in Scientology and stop Scientology. Move it past the curbs. Run it over, of course. So, this is what I'm talking about. All this loose gravel that's in. Oh, the general person probably wouldn't trip over that. People like me who have a hard time picking our feet up. You can leave and rejoin your family. You are loved. Like I say, a normal person like me who has a hard time sometimes lifting my feet, I trip over it. So, or I walk like an old person. So out here in Vegas, there's not. Let me mute this one. Um, there's not a lot of places that we can do a lot of flyer tech. But there is this one little box here that is just off the property. Right here. So the property line is right here. And this is just off the property. So I brought some flyers with me. Did talk with my lawyer. And sadly, much to my chagrin, I was told not to chalk. Although I did have some valid arguments. So, yeah, my lawyer was very impressed with my arguments, but I was told no. Sadly, not happy. Not happy at all. So I brought several of my favorite flyers. Okay. All right. So I only brought a few, like I said, because I don't have a lot of space. So to learn more about why we protest Scientology, visit sptv.space. Scientology says all mental illnesses, all lifestyles other than straight and simple, and all disabled are degraded beings. BS. I hate that. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, I hate it. Thank you, Care Bear. Hi, Matthew. Just doing some poster work, fire tech. There's not a lot out here in Vegas that we can flyer, really. This wall here is actually for a gated community. So I don't even want to go there. My lawyer advised against it, as well as that section there, because it is also part of another community. So this box is literally really the only place that can be flyed. And as you can see, it is not very wide. And it is not very much space. This is like old vinyl, so it doesn't stick very well. So I picked some of my very favorite flyers to put on here. This is all very powdered. So it's not going to stick very well. And we all know they're not going to let it stay very long. The minute I leave, they're going to be out here to pull it. We all know this. So, but I did put, but I can. I have to travel light. I can't bring a ton of stuff with me. And I have my giant signs. So if you've missed that, we'll take a little walk. I'm going to mute this mic. Oh, no, I'll just be quiet. While we take a little walk. So here's my giant signs. I have 2 of these. We are at the Vegas org. So here's my giant sign. These are double-sided. This one is the same on both sides. And then I am also wearing my shirt. So I am a bright construction safety orange advertisement as well. And then they have parked all on the far side of the road. Can't cross over. But there's a break in the clearing in the hedge down a little bit further. So far, there's only been one person to arrive since I got here. So as you can see, and there's another break in the hedge. This is somewhat of a dead org, especially considering it's a celebrity center. You would think it would be busier than it is. However, it's not. It is somewhat dead org. So here is my other giant sign. On this side, it's the foundation, the SPTV Foundation. On the other side, because this is generally the side that they exit from. I changed the message on this one. This one is "You are loved." Generally, I am not protesting the people. I don't know how many. I don't know how many of you know my story. However, oh, and that just torqued my little noodle. Woo-wee. I'll come back to that. So now we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars. We beat the record. Last month when I was here, it was only 8 cars. I grew up in Florida. Not very far from Clearwater. And I was not your normal child. I have a trauma-filled childhood. And hello. I was not a normal child at all, and did a lot of cult research and learning and reading and war and conflict, reading and research and learning as a child. And from my own background and experiences as well, led into that. And being as close to Clearwater as I was, it was it's very hot. It's very hot in Vegas right now. Um, I live in the mountains, so temperature contributes to this a lot. It is very cool. It's still hoodie weather where I live, so this heat is killing me. Um, but where I literally grew up 30 minutes down the road, down Highway 60 from Clearwater, and watched as a child and teenager as Clearwater was taken over. And it breaks my heart that, if I ever go home to visit family, um, my children will never have the experiences that I had growing up there. And yes, that's why I don't actually have my service dog, because she's a mobility aid. So yes, heat helps pain. Um, and that's why I'm moving a bit better than I normally do right now. Um, just the overall heat and the sun is I'm feeling better, but it's hard to breathe. um, but it breaks my heart that the Sea Org members and they will never experience and have the experiences that I had before it was taken over. I am not. I just grew up very close to it. I am a never in. Um, but I have my own experiences with other high control groups and cult-like experiences. So and my own trauma experiences. So I relate. I may not understand, but I most certainly relate. I am also a two-time survivor of childhood SA. Um, so again, I relate. Um, I have followed this movement since I was a child, and I have read, I have researched, I have learned about this since I was a child, and I'm in my 40s now. So this has been a passion of mine for many, many, many years. Hey, Ellie. um, this is a subject that I've never strayed far from, but due to life experiences, I've never been able to be an active participant. Um, its grand opening was in 2010, but for the last many years, it's not had a lot of activity. Um, it's not been. It is a dead org, and which is odd. Its location is very odd. Um, it's everything that I can pull up about this org is just it's not typical. Um, it's hey MLH, um, the neighborhood, the setting. Um, there's not there's not a lot of foot traffic here. This is literally on a dead end street before this recent construction started. So let me turn around and you can see. This was a dead end street. This is all residential. Um, until recently, it was middle class neighborhood. Um, it this location typically doesn't even make sense for a celebrity center. Um, it just The condition of the exterior, you would think for a celebrity center, would be maintained exponentially much better than it is. It is not. The paint and the curbs are peeling. There's oil spots all over the parking lot. The parking lot is full of cracks. The lines within the parking lot are, in some places, completely gone. There's so much debris built up all over the parking lot. It's the entire property needs to be pressure washed and deeply cleaned. You would think, yes, it's a celebrity center. Yes. Scientology, Church of Scientology and Celebrity Center, Las Vegas. I kid you not. I kid you not. It's a celebrity center. And it is god awfully filthy. It is filthy. It is not maintained. It's disgusting. The gates, one is completely broken and actually sitting on the ground. You know, half the gravel. I actually started the video as somebody with mobility challenges. There are days that I can barely pick my feet up and I stumble over air. And there's gravel washed into the sidewalk. Last month when I was here, there were multiple elderly out for walks. I came later in the day. Again, I just saw a couple elderly ladies that were out for a stroll. And, what does that do for the community? Oh, wait, they're not community minded. That's right. I forgot. That's right. They don't care. So the entire, and we're going to walk back to the other side. I don't know how well you can see. Let me see if I can go. Let me go back. Get me out of the, because we all know the shit. Let me go back and turn the speaker off. Okay. Noelle, my lawyer, me and my lawyer argued about that. So I'm going to turn you around so you can see some of the debris that I'm talking about built up along the edges there. And you can see the walls. I hope you were able to see that because I wasn't able to see. There is staff here. There are 9 cars currently in the drive or in the parking lot. I don't know what their financial status is, but considering how much of a dead org this is, probably. This is actually the record at 9 cars. I believe. Last month when I was here, there were 8 cars. Yes, I do have a lawyer. I am a business owner and operator in my personal life. So I do have a lawyer service. And that is something, I have one. So this is not all the way up. That is all the way up. Hello. Both of mine. Yes, if they're at least 9. 8 were there when I got here. 1 has pulled in since I've been here. I would assume so, yes. Being that it is hey J-Bat, Johnny, being that it is a celebrity center and this is the maximum amount of cars that I've seen here, I would assume so, yes. Um, so let me walk back to the other side, and you will see. Is just the maintenance that has is lacking. You can see the lime build up and dirt build up and grime across the parking lot, across the other wall. And then when we get to the other side, the wall itself is actually cracking. I noticed that last month when I was here. So we'll get over there. But yeah, it's just not the standards of what you would think a celebrity center would be. So yeah, yeah. I don't know, and this is so far off the beaten path of where a celebrity would even go. Um, this is not. Yeah, this would not. Oh, back to the lawyer thing and um, why that got brought up. Um, so this is you can see how the wall is actually just falling apart and disintegrating, and then the big crack there. You see that. Okay. Can you hear me? Hey, Carrie. All right, I think I had it figured out now that I'm back to both phones. Um, yeah, so and then there's actually a complete cinder block at the very top that's literally completely loose. I hope you can see that. Let me look at my other screen here. Yeah, you should be able to see it there. Um, so and then here at the bottom, on the bottom tier there, you can see all of those cracks within the wall there. Um, there are cracks over the wall down the length as well. Not maintained at all. And this is not typically what you would expect with a celebrity center. So, occasionally. So, occasionally. Um, yeah, occasionally. Not very often. Not very often at all. It's going to be a slow day, very slow day. Um, there's not any kind of real maintenance at all. Um, anyways, back to the lawyer. So my lawyer and I had a very long argument. While my arguments with him were very valid and he was very impressed, um, he flat out told me no chalking, because it would be up to the individual officers to the level at which they enforced the criminal mischief and vandalism. Um, and I could wind up in jail. Anything from being told to clean it myself up to winding up in jail. And while he was very impressed with my arguments and my stance, um, he did not want to bail me out of jail. So um, he told me flat out no chalking. um, but he pulled up the maps and clarified that this electrical box, or whatever this box is, was just outside of their property line and was well within being able to be flyered, and clarified that flyering is legal. So I was good to go. So that was not going to be a problem. And then hold on just a second. I know I probably. Yeah, Carrie Ann, I know you had talked about that before. Yes. So, Care Bear, the problem with challenging the stupidity is I don't actually live in Vegas. I live 4 hours north of Vegas. I travel to Vegas as often as I can. And when I'm in Vegas, I will be here to protest and to let these people know that they are loved. We are not here to protest them as people. I am here to let them know that the organization is corrupt. Yes, Carrie, yes. Sadly, Metro has already been sued regarding chalk. That is where I have made my decision. There has already been recent lawsuits regarding chalk. But my lawyer, it was a long discussion about that. It was a little bit different situation. And because it can be handled so differently by each officer, that's where he was concerned. And I understand where he's coming from. So I get it. I get it. And I understand where he's coming from. It can be anything from, hey, dude, just clean it up yourself. Okay, no problem, all the way up to just going straight to jail. I'd rather not go to jail if I can avoid it. Although, hey, I will rock the orange for this cause if I have to. But if I can avoid it, I will. So I understand where my lawyer is coming from. So, and each cop is going to handle it differently. Metro, I'm just going to leave it there. I mean, I saw a little infraction over there as it is right now regarding some water, which that's what I said earlier about, yes, posters. Sadly, that's another limitation because of the location that they chose to put this org. There is literally one place that you can put posters here or flyers here, and it is that box, because that wall past the property line is part of a gated community. It's a private wall, and it is offset from the public sidewalk. So it is set back from the public sidewalk, which makes it private property. So we cannot poster the wall. Same with the wall behind me. because it is offset from the private sidewalk. It is not, the public sidewalk. It is offset onto private property, so we technically cannot put wires on it. So the only thing technically that we can do, because that is numbered with like utility numbers, it is technically, even though it's set off, it's technically public property. So I can flyer that. So he did. No, it's on the parking lot is actually private property. It is not public. So there's nothing I can do about that. But because that is connected to the sidewalk and it is labeled with utility numbers, that's technically public property. Now that one I can't tag because there's another one. It is not connected. It is not connected to the public sidewalk. So therefore, I can't step off the public sidewalk to access it. That's the difference between the two. That one, it is connected. I can touch that one. This one, it is not connected. I cannot touch it. That is the clarification that I got from my lawyer. It is a very large, empty parking lot. There's only 9 cars in there today. I am not counting the volunteer minister's van. So, but back to what happened earlier and what porked my little noodle. Where I live, we have been battling the water district here in Clark County. They have been trying to take our water for many, many, many moons. The sad part is if that should happen, it will kill my community. It will affect a lot of Native American lands, very special, very holy sites for the Native Americans. And they are wasting water. They're wasting water. As in drinking water, as in rainwater, as in snow melt. Water. I live in a very rural community up in the mountains of northeastern Nevada. Very rural community. My town alone is just over 4,000. The entire county is just over 10,000. Groundwater, yes. Water, our water resources. Where Clark County is over 3 million. I'm not trying to diss anybody. Okay. When you have a county that is that highly populated, you got to get your water somewhere. I understand. But not at the cost of another community just because it's smaller. But then you have a sprinkler over here that's running at almost 11 o'clock in the morning in the middle of a desert. That torques my noodle. Just a little bit. Sorry. Yeah. But then you get stuff like that all over the place and it adds up. But they care about the environment. Little things like that. Little things like that. Just goes to show they don't care. They do not care. I know this org is not going to give me a lot of action like LA. And I'm A-okay with that. That's not why I'm here. I don't want that action because more often than not, oh, I see somebody. You are loved. You can leave. The SPTV Foundation, 727-266-5797. If Scientology is the expert on communication, why are there so many broken homes? Yes, follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the money. Yes, the rage is real. I hear you. Rage is real. And it's hard to see it. It really is. But we, as such a small community, we have a hard time. And myself, you know, I even in my business, because I utilize so much water myself, in grooming, I've even gone to a system that I can actually bypass the first rinsing stage to wet the dog and go straight to rinsing and bathing at the same time, um, to nix out the first uh, rinsing stage of just wetting the dog so I can minimize my water usage. So just trying to find ways of being more water conscious, even in my own business. So uh, we're there. There are workers in there. Um, I'm sure a couple of these cars are probably staff members. I know there's been one pull in while I was here, and there's one pulling out now. No, I take that back. She's pulling around to the back. Where I live, the cost of trying to force everybody to go on meters is not feasible. The infrastructure of where I live is in some parts of town over 100 years old. That's actually something that I'm going to be working on. Thank you, Carrie. It's there's been some stuff going on for the last many years that I'm not happy with my local officials. That they have raised our taxes, and not we have not seen the fruits of those raises. I'm just going to put it like that. And I don't like it. I want to know where those funds went. I want to know why the work hasn't been done. And I'm going to get the answer. We were made promises, and they failed. Somebody will be held accountable. Because the Good Old Boys Network has finally porked my noodle for the last time. Um, our town has been run by the Good Old Boy Network for a very, very, very long time. And my children, who are one just turned 15 and one is getting ready to turn 11, are ready. talking about leaving. They have no want to stay in town when they're older. Can't fault them at all. Most children don't want to stay in town because there's no change. There's nothing for them as young adults but drinking, drugs, and gambling because there's been no positive change. If we want our kids to stay, we have to give them a reason. And when there's no positive change, there's no reason to stay. So, um, things need to change. And when you have infrastructure that is being patched instead of replaced, when some of it is over 100 years old, um, changes need to be made. That's what those tax raises were supposed to cover. That was nearly 10 years ago. And we have not seen those actions come to fruition. So, yeah, we I have a few community members that we've been discussing this as younger families. Um, this may be a group effort to figure out what's going on and find out where that money is. So, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a group effort to make major changes in our community. It's going to take major changes. So, that's what we need. Ah, it's not. Hey, Chad. Um, it just strengthens my resolve. Um, if we want to, this is what I tell my kids all the time. It's why they understand why I do this and why I put so much energy into doing the flyers. At first, they didn't understand it until I sat them down. And I showed them my flyers and the sayings and, what it's all about. And then they got it. Once they understood, they are on board. My husband understood from the get-go because he grew up where I grew up. We have known each other um, since we were kids, since middle school. Um, so he's known just as well as I do. Uh, we, if we want to see change, more often than not, we have to be the change that we want to see. And sometimes, a lot of times, there is a cost that comes with that. And you have to be prepared to pay that price. It's not easy. You have there's a lot of time, there is a lot of energy. Um, there is a lot that goes into being the change that we want to see. Sometimes it will even mean jail. And we have to understand and be prepared to pay that price. I am. We also have to understand that for survivors from this, some of them have paid the ultimate price. As never ends, we will probably never have to realize that. We, as never ends, will probably never realize and have to feel the pain of Liz for losing her brother, Philip, Gail. As never ends, we will probably never realize the pain of Liz Ferris to survive what she's survived. I survived my own traumas. I've survived my own issues. But I can't imagine that compounded from surviving this. I can't, I can't imagine what any of them have survived. I know what I've gone through. I can't imagine. I can't imagine what they've gone through with this. They didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve that. They were better than that. They are. All of them. They are better humans than I can ever be. That's why I call them gems. Because gemstones are resilient. They come from dirtiest, ugly rocks. Time and heat and pressure creates the stone, the rough stone. And then with a little bit of sanding, a little bit of polishing, and those beautiful gems come to life. That's why they're gems. Can only hope to be as strong as they are. They are beautiful people. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful people. And I hope to see more of them. You are loved. Oh, sorry. Did not mean to get emotional. But that's the truth. That is where the name gems came from. And that is why I started calling them gems. What van? It was just FedEx dropping off a package. I'm not going to hassle delivery drivers. They have no choice but to be here. If you're talking about the minister's van, it has been parked here in that same spot since at least 2023 when the Google images were taken. I don't know when the Google images were taken other than 2023. Gems, that's right, gems. Um, some know, not everybody knows. I'm actually the one that came up with that, and I wanted to explain why. That is why. Care Bear, I'm okay without a body cam because I am not here often enough, and I have dual cams going. So if anybody were to approach from the front, you'll catch it on one camera, and I actually have somebody behind me in a vehicle watching my six. So I am not here alone. So we are good. Yes, Twila, most definitely. You are correct. There are a lot of Amish that are more prepared than Sea Org. That is correct. They're they're a little bit more exposed um, than a lot of the Sea Org. I mean, they're still isolated, but in a lot of cases, not to the extent that a lot of the Sea Org is. They it's difficult to explain, but yes, I do agree with your statement that some of the Amish leaving are a little bit more prepared than Sea Org. I do agree with that. I'm going to grab my drink real quick. I'll be right back. My family member yelling at me. You're about to be sunburned. I'm Italian. I don't burn easy. Hi, Susan. Yes, high control groups, and that's another thing. I come from a background of a familial background of um, old school. Um, one group. I'm just going to leave it at that. Um, and then, hi, Skyrider. And then, growing up in Florida, I was also involved with Southern Baptist and Pentecostal. That's my personal experiences. So yes, I get the high control groups as well. And I don't fit in anybody's box. So I didn't do well. um, as you can see, I don't, piercings, tattoos, purple hair. I don't fit in anybody's box very well of what a woman should be. Loud, outspoken. Um, I don't fit in a conventional box. I think that's why my husband loves me so much. At least I hope so. So, but it made it difficult for me to fit well within those groups. Um, so I didn't do well in those backgrounds at all, at all. Um, I didn't laugh. Thank you, box makers. Recycle those boxes because I don't need one. My hips are a little too wide. I kind of split the seams. I don't like boxes. I'm comfortable with who I am. I ain't changing. I spent too many years trying to change. I'm good. Here's another one. Pretending to be on the phone with a mask, alone in the car. Makes no sense. No sense. Yeah. No, I blow those boxes apart, man. My hips are too wide. I don't bend well. I'm not very flexible. If I get too flexible, my joints pop out of place. Not good. It hurts. I'm good. Yeah, I spent too much time trying to fit in everybody else's box of preconceived notions of what I should be, and I was absolutely miserable. Miserable. Hi, Lady Jane. I'm glad you found me. You just get stuck. Yeah, no. I get stuck because my knees, pop out of place, or my hips. Yeah, no. That's um, that's why the one sign that I just made. Let me pop over here. Um, this is one of my so part of the principle here is favorite sign. I have to say this is probably my favorite. My my most special is this one. The Scientology says that all mental illness, alternative lifestyles, because I can never remember the order of the letters, and I don't want to butcher it. So, and I want to be respectful. So, alternative lifestyles, pretty simple, is what they say it should be. Sorry. And disabilities are degraded beings. So, I'm going to tell you right now, I struggle with anxiety and mild depression, and I have invisible disabilities. I have hypermobility, joint hypermobility. That's why I have my service dog. She is dual use. I also have CNS, central nerve sensitization, which is a chronic pain condition. Um, the hypermobility also can be, depending on how it affects people, because it affects people differently. Um, I fall under that. That sign is talking about me. That sign is talking about my family. Hold that thought. You can leave Scientology. The SPTV Foundation can help you. 727-266-5797. Um, That sign is probably the most special sign to me. Um, and I think it hits home with a lot of people. I think it's going to be special to a lot of people. It's back to front on camera. Yeah. And then the other camera is on the parking lot. I think they're moving. Oh, I've been here. And they're moving everybody to the back. How much you want to bet? Yeah, they're moving everybody to the back. The sign says, it's in my Dropbox. It's under mental health. So if you go to my Dropbox, it's under mental health. Here, let me take my other camera since it's already on. But this one's going to show backwards. So it's mental illness, alternative lifestyles, and disabled. You know what? I think I'm going to leave this camera. All right. Nope, I can't because of the box. How does that look? Does that look better? Yeah, it'll be backwards on that camera. Can you see the cars a little bit better on that camera there? Exactly. Exactly. Only because he had a bad experience and not only that, but they um, not only did he have a bad experience, but they also backwards on both. Okay. And I think it's just because the program I'm using. But you can find that flyer in my Dropbox. My link to my Dropbox is on my community page, or um, Fluffer and Z News have put me on the sptv.space. The link for the free flyers is at the top of the page. I was not. I just grew up very close to it, and I've done a lot of research and a lot of learning about them most of my life. But to finish what I not only was it a bad experience and he had asked for help, but then he was also denied entrance and basically laughed at when he submitted Dianetics for consideration. They basically laughed him out the door, and it pissed him off. And that's really where things went sour. And he really put the brakes on and really turned his back on mental health and mental health as a whole. So yeah, that's kind of where. Yeah, Lady Jane. Yeah, I grew up in a town called Mulberry in Florida, and back in the day, it was about 30 minutes from Clearwater, straight down Highway 60. Now it's a bit longer because the area has grown up quite a bit. So it's probably maybe about 45-minute drive now. But back in the day, it was only about 30. So I was not your normal child. Had a very big fascination with high end groups, high control groups, cults, uh, wars, conflicts, things like that when I was a child. Yeah, yeah, no, they, well, even LRH was when he died. So they're not okay. And here's the kicker: they can recruit when somebody is on something, but they will force you to get off of it. And then you've got to do the purif and all of that to cleanse your body, and that's just more money that they can get. It was enough water for me and Mona, my service dog, if I put her out. But the sun is shining on my back and my hips, which is actually loosening me up, and it feels really, really good. So yeah, good being out. Even though it's hot and a little hard to breathe, my body feels really good right now being in the sun. So Mona is in the car. Yeah, they're going to force the Pura, which is more money. It's just a vicious cycle. Vicious, vicious, vicious cycle. More money, more money, more money. Hey, Jen. I missed sunrise. I saw you. It moved really fast, but I caught it. Oh, you're from North Carolina. Yeah, I am originally, I grew up in Florida, um, but I live here in Nevada now. Yes, our land hippo, land hippo. She is not tolerating the heat very well. However, I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. My body is loving it. Hers is not. So she is in the vehicle with my family member, and in the AC. They have started pulling slowly but surely, pulling cars around to the back of the building. They've done 3 so far. One, however, has left. I can walk you back around. I'm going to turn the phone around so you can see and see that it still has not been maintained. It's something I've talked about. That's big crack in the walls. And you can see all the grime and buildup, and the walls are just degrading. You can see the pitting along the um, cinder block is just horrendous. Can hardly see any of the paint left on the asphalt. Oh, let me put you all the way up here too. Hold on. Okay, should drop you back down. I'm gonna find a shade for a minute. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, didn't have it loose enough. Woo! Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Let's drop the comments a little bit. Stick of truth, that's right. All told, I can probably get about 12 feet tall if I put my arms all the way up with it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can. Yeah, this is all residential. All of this is all completely residential. They do have some construction at the end because this used to be a completely dead end street. There is some construction going on at the end, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Give me a second. I will. Yes, dead, 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 dead. Oh, Scotch tape fixes everything, Sunrise. You are welcome, Care Bear. All right, so the building itself, let me come back to the drive. So the building itself starts from it kind of right behind kitty corner behind the minister's van, and then it goes all the way, and then the rounded part there is the other end. It's a fairly large building, and if it were cleaned and upkept, and then there's actually a courtyard in the middle as well. I mean, it would be a great center for, Boys and Girls Club or, some other organization. Not this. Most certainly not this. Um, honestly, I can't tell. Like, I don't even see a camera on their light post here. There's no speaker tech. Stand here in this opening right here so I can keep an eye on the front, and then I have my other camera over there. Shade for a minute. I can see two cameras here on the corner of the building. I know there's going to be cameras all over the outside of the building, but I don't really see much as far, out here. Like I said, this is not a typical building that you would think. There's no speakers out here. There's no. Let me see if that walk is still running. Oh, if it is, no, I'm not, because I'm not gonna work myself up. I'm not gonna get angry. This is not. This is not typical of what you think and what you see at other orgs. It is not on a high traffic location. It is not. It is not set up like other organizations. It is not. It's just not what you typically see with other orgs. It is so unusual. Yeah, let's not get myself angry. It is not. It is so not normal. Um, I honestly don't know what they were thinking with this location. I don't know. It is so off from their normal. This is not an area of town where celebrities come. It is not. It's. I honestly wonder if this was just completely a money hide. I really wonder if that was what this was. An overspend money hide. This is not, honestly, Care Bear, this is true, Sunrise. No. But if you look at their other orgs, look at locations, look at neighborhoods. This is not typical of what they do and where they place their properties. This is not your typical location. This is when they opened this place in 2010. This was a middle class neighborhood. It's slightly higher than that now, like upper middle class, but it's still middle class. This is not an upper class, high upper class, white collar. No. This is, all neighborhood, residential. Like I said, up until recently when this construction at the end started, this was a dead end street. There is no through. That was a dead end street. There's one other church, Paradise Church, up the street. That's it. That's it. This is not what you would think to find a celebrity, not just an org. This is a celebrity center. It is not in a celebrity type neighborhood. Why is it here? This is the Paradise neighborhood. A lot of people that are from Vegas or have lived in Vegas for many, many years would have told you that Paradise is not the greatest neighborhood. It's gotten better over the last few years, which you can see, but they will tell you the reputation of the Paradise neighborhood has not always been the greatest. Why is it in this neighborhood? Celebrities don't come to the Paradise neighborhood. Why is it here? It doesn't make sense. This is not a location for a celebrity center. It does not make sense. I think it was a money dump. I think it was to hide money. That makes sense. They could buy the property at a minimal. You're fine, Lady Jane. I do that all the time when I'm working on flyers and everything. I think they were able to buy the property at a minimal and be able to. I've had like 3 or 4 people walk by, and they're residents of the neighborhood out for a stroll. That's literally how it's been. That's how it was the last time I was here last month. That's all it is as far as foot traffic. Hi, Adira. The only foot traffic you will have here is residents out for strolls. Hi, Nicole. That's all the foot traffic you get is residents. They're here, they see this place, they walk by this place all the time. That's it. There's no public foot traffic. It's people who live here in this neighborhood. That's it. You might get some unhoused that maybe are walking through. There's a major highway right here at the end on the other side. But as far as uh, any general public, no, not at all. Because this is not a through street. Um, there's none. Hi, Peter. Um, it's all residential. So, I mean, I didn't even bring a bullhorn or anything like that. I have, if I started getting a little hoarse, yeah, that's basically what it is. That is basically what it is. Right in the middle. We are. So when I was on the other entrance, I am like 100 feet from a house, literally. We are in Vegas. This is the Vegas Celebrity Center. Doesn't look like a celebrity center, but it is. Yeah, when I'm at the entrance, there is literally a house less than 100 feet from me. So it's not your typical place, and it certainly isn't a place where you would think a celebrity center would be, because celebrities are not coming to the Paradise neighborhood at all. I mean, a lot of celebrities aren't staying on the strip either. They're going somewhere else for their privacy, usually, unless they're partying. That's usually the only time they stay on the strip. Partying or um, um, promotional, stuff. But if they're coming here and they're done with their promotionals, then they're off strip, and they're going to the outskirts of town. They're not coming to the Paradise neighborhood in the middle of Vegas, because this is almost central Vegas for. Sorry, there's somebody reading my sign. I'm watching. Let me go talk. Barely walk. Hi there. Hi. You can leave. The SBTV Foundation can help you leave, help you with food, housing, help you reconnect with any family members you've had to disconnect from. You are loved. Phone number is at 727-266-5797. You have a wonderful day. So sad. Absolutely. Stay that straight. Stay. Make sure you guys can see. Oh, there. absolutely disgusting. He was absolutely reading the sign. That's why I gave him a minute. He was absolutely reading the sign. I have plenty of food. I don't want to make it. Oh, that just broke my heart. Oh, that just absolutely broke my heart. He must. He was lucky. Oh, that just absolutely broke my heart. I don't want to reconnect. Oh my God. Oh, poor man. Oh, he read my sign. All I can do is give him the phone number again. Yes, yes. I want to reconnect. Um, that just absolutely broke my heart. Okay. That poor man. Oh, all I can do is tell him that he's loved. That's all I can do. He's loved, and I hope he has a wonderful day. I was afraid you weren't going to be able to hear it. So he said so when I said that the SPT Foundation can help him with food and housing, he wanted to leave. He said, I have plenty of food. I said, if we can help him reconnect with anybody that he's had to disconnect from, I don't want to reconnect. That is absolutely heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. And he was staff. He had a diet grocery tag on. So I'm pretty sure he was. Hey, Anne. Oh, that just broke my heart. Absolutely. And I'm really, really wondering if what some people have been thinking is nice and is really affecting them and doing damage. Uh, Hi, sweetheart. Uh, we were just at a, yeah, it kind of dropped in my lap a little bit to kind of swing by. So I didn't even get a chance to email you. We will connect one day. I promise. I promise. I didn't even get a chance to email you. I knew I was coming into town this weekend. I wasn't sure when I was going to be able to make it over here. Um, we will connect. We definitely will connect, and we'll be able to get over here together one day for sure. Care Bear, that is all I can do. That is absolutely all I can. Let them know the choice is there. Let them know that they can get the assistance if they need it. That's all we can do. All we can do. That just that took me a second to collect myself up. That just nearly broke me. Nearly broke me. All right, Karen. I will stay safe. Like I said, I've got dual cameras, and then I do got somebody is watching my stuff. So appreciate it. You have a good day. Yeah, yeah. That one for sure. For sure. I was not expecting that one at all. That one hit me hard. And he just said it so definite, just so finite. That, that was hard to hear. Hard to hear. You can tell there was, even though he tried to, the TL was playing the cover on it. You could tell there was pain underneath it. It wasn't, it was the force underneath it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes my battery here. I know it's the wind has picked up a bit. If it keeps up, I might have to go ahead and call it. There goes my sign. Hold that thought. Not going without a camera. I invested in the aluminum one. Now you get a good picture of it. You are loved. Yeah. Hi. How does it swing? There we go. See anybody working out. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this one back in the car real quick. All right. Check out my last few messages here. I'll separate the phones real quick. I'll get a lot of feedback. Get faster. Oh, snap. My phone's getting real hot. Let's start overheating real quick. Oh, the wind just blew my phone over. Sunrise. Oh, my goodness. It's getting hard to breathe. My body loves this heat, my lungs do not. I'm used to thin mountain air, not to stifling air. I know, Anne. That's that's why I gave him a minute before I said anything and let him read my big sign. I don't know if you saw them. Um, Double-sided A-frames. Um, the other one, the one that blew over, I had SPTV, um, just like these on one side, but on the other side, because it was on the exit, it said "You are loved." Um, so starting to get stuff on hot now. Phones are getting hot. So I think I'm going to have to pack it up because the one thing that I'm going to have to invest in if I'm be coming out during the summer is phone coolers, uh, so that my phones start overheating. They are getting quite hot right now. And it's sucking the power of my phones. Um, so I am going to leave my flyers. Um, I'm not taking them out. Taking them out and leaving them and taking them down. I'm going to load up my other big son because those are going home with me. Couldn't use it for the shop because those are some young people. I'm taking those home. I hope I am making a difference. It's just something I wanted to do for a very, very, very long time. And sadly, I've not been in a life situation that I could take the risk. And now I am. Um, now I am. And I'm doing it. And I hope that I can put back into the world some of the positivity that people have tried to take from me. Um, I hope I can put back some of the love that people have tried to steal from me. Um, I hope my desire is to try to show that childlike enthusiasm for something is not a bad thing. It's sometimes can be the driving force that can make change. It can be the push that sometimes is needed to make a difference and to open someone else's eyes. I hope I hope people can see that. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, and others, and folks, I will leave you with that little nugget of I'm gonna go. I'm gonna spend time with my family, my kids, and my husband, and I'm gonna reflect what happened today with that gentleman, and I'm going to use that to inspire me to continue. I love you all. I hope that interaction inspires you. I really do. As heartbreaking and sad as that was, I hope we can use that to inspire us to continue. Love to you all.